A fight of this magnitude will take on two different kind of personalities. First, you're going to have the bully, and that's someone who depends on size and intimidation.
People ask me all the time, who's going to win this fight? I'll finish now, Dev. I said this, Oleksander Usyk is an incredible fighter, and it will take something extraordinary to beat him on Saturday night. But I know we've had our differences. Tyson Fury is capable of extraordinary things. I think his victory against Vladimir Klitschko in Germany, I watched that in a hotel on a laptop in America. I thought he had absolutely no chance. He won every single round. When he fought Deontay Wilder in America, I thought he had absolutely no chance. He was robbed in the first fight. He smashed him to pieces in the second fight. Two generational great heavyweights, two credits to the sport. May God bless you both on Saturday night, but most of all, I can't believe I'm saying it, may Tyson Fury be victorious on Saturday night for Britain and get this championship back.
And then you're going to have a dragon slayer, a person who's ice cold and does not matter or care who's in front of them.
What is it all about for Oleksander Usyk on Saturday night?
Now we have just a performance, talks, cameras, light, kind of show. Everything gonna be taking place on Saturday night on the 21st.
They are all about, as you guys say, getting all the smoke, regardless. And so what we're going to dive into is the scientific, behind the scenes, psychological warfare that happens at this magnitude when you're dealing with fighters with this kind of skill and this kind of determination to win a fight. First, we have Tyson Fury, a man who was, until this time, undefeated and had dominated every single man that stepped in the ring with him. And whenever there was any doubt, he came back and thrashed the guys. So now he's faced with someone who also was undefeated and had to beat every single man that had stood in front of him, even leaving from cruiserweight, going up to heavyweight, fighting the most devastating puncher in Anthony Joshua, and then later going on to beat him in a rematch, and then take on the biggest man and the most skilled boxer in the heavyweight division.
I'm going to dish out a whole lot of pain. I'm going to put this fucker in the hurt locker for sure.
What's happened? There seems to be an extra menace about you.
I got nothing to say, apart from there's going to be a whole lot of hurt and pain in this fight. You watch. That's all I got to say. Talking's been done. You know, the first fight, I talked, I joked, all my career. This time I'm serious. I'm going to do some fucking damage here on Saturday night. Watch me go to work on this fucker.
To later get a rematch with this guy, and now he's facing, once again, questionably the most skilled heavyweight in boxing history in Tyson Fury. And like when we break this down, what we're going to do and what your takeaway will be is first and foremost the weigh-in, which just recently happened, and Tyson Fury coming in at 281 pounds. Hence, as we look into this, we're going to talk about the psychological warfare in this fighter, what his whole entire focus is, and like understanding this side of the sport and knowing that there are so many different approaches to a fight. Mike Tyson used intimidation. Jack Dempsey was just a mental psycho. He was what we call the Manasseh Mauler for a reason. See, he didn't just use intimidation. He really was a violent man. And the ring was a place that he could actually release that violence and that fury that he had inside. That was his place. That was his playground. It wasn't a game to Jack Dempsey. And when you go back and look over the course of time, there's several kinds of fighters that you can find. First, you'll find those guys who have more finesse to them. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Willie Pep. These guys had finesse because they were highly skilled. And then you look at the guys who had this other dexterity, this exterior. They all had the intimidation factor. Mike Tyson, because he was so explosive in the ring. They'd never seen anyone like him in the heavyweight division. George Foreman, once again, another guy in the 70s who dominated by knocking guys out with heavy duty punches. And he was really a massive figure for that time and date. And then you go all the way back to the 60s, where you had Sonny Liston, who once again used intimidation and a monster jab with 14-inch hands to smash in your face and knock out your teeth with a jab. You see, over the course of time, there's always been these different tools used by fighters to push them to the upper echelon of boxing. Herein lies the science that goes beneath the skill, the internal fortitude that lies underneath the actual mindset and skill set of these kinds of fighters. Hence is how we break this fight down. You've seen guys say, well, I'm going to roll with this guy. I'm going to roll with this guy, but there's always bias. But when you break down the science, whether you want to receive what this stacks up to be or not, I'm about to tell you and break it down. When you see the bully in a position where they are focused solely on intimidating you, because they are highly skilled as well, when you notice what they do time and time again over the first course of the first promotion, Fury was very vocal, and he also was cautious because he understood that Usyk was not one of these kind of guys that you'd ever faced before. And he's never faced a guy like Usyk. No one's ever seen a guy like Usyk, not in the heavyweight division. George Foreman was in Sonny Liston and Jack Dempsey all had the killer look in their eyes. But when you saw the tables turn, they all began to become human. That means there was something deep down that had not been shoveled out. Even in the moment where Tyson Fury was getting pummeled in the first fight, in that 9th round, you saw something else come out in the same manner and when he fought Deontay Wilder. See, these aren't just moments. These are telltale signs of what's deeper inside of these kind of guys. All right. And as you listen, you're going to see where we go with this. Once the makeup of a man has been broken down and exposed, then you get the true meaning of who he is. Like when Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield, he never really quit against Buster Douglas. He just got knocked out. But you saw the true measure of a man as he finally was faced by someone who was not intimidated by him. You started to see hints of who he truly was deep down inside. Because see, boxing has a funny way of uncovering who you actually are, why you started boxing. It goes a layer beneath that. And when you start to uncover it, at some point in every fight and in every fighter, this surfaces. And when Tyson Fury got knocked out unconscious against Deontay Wilder, he rose up off the canvas. Not just rose up off the canvas and survived, he rose up off the canvas and went after Deontay like he never had in an entire 12 rounds of that fight. Being knocked down in the 12th round is a real feat for anyone. To the sweet science of boxing. That's all I got for right now. Coach Bradley, and I'm signing out. This is the Sports Science segment. Usyk Fury 2. Peace.